long time ago, people used to take old clothing and cut it up and make quilts. Now, mostly we buy our fabric from the store. I'm going to show you some old quilts that might have been made from people's old clothing. I come from a line of quilters, and many of you probably do too. You'd be surprised if you went home and asked your grandmothers or aunts or cousins, do we have any quilts in the family? You'd be surprised. When I began to quilt, my great aunt told me, I have your great grandmother's quilts out in the shed. So she went out and showed me my great grandmother's quilts. And long time ago, when people used to sew, people used everything. People still sew. When people used to make quilts all the time, they used everything. And flour and sugar would come in sacks, 50-pound bags that were about this big and maybe this high. But they were made out of fabric, and instead of throwing that fabric away that the sugar and flour came in, they would use it to sew. And on this one, you can't see it as well as on another one, but this backing was either flour stacks or sugar stacks. And you can see the writing right here. I can't tell what this one is, but I have another one that's a better example. And here's the front. And this one is very old, because like I said, it was made by my great-grandmother. So you have to be very careful when they're this old, because it's begun to fall apart, but I still love it. This one was the one that I really wanted to show you. This has not been made by anybody in my family, but this you can clearly see on the back. It says Hershey's granulated sugar made in Hershey, Cuba. We don't deal with Cuba anymore, but we used to. And you can see that somebody did not want to waste even the sacks that the sugar came in. And so they used it for the back of this quilt. Someone was going to throw this quilt away, so I rescued it. And I put new patches here and here. What shapes do you see in this one? Again, squares and triangles. It just depends on how you arrange them. And when we put these long lines of fabric between the squares and triangles, it's called sashing. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how to make, I want to show you one applique quilt, and then I'll show you how to make a square. This one is called a triple tulip. And it's made of 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each block has 3 tulips. 1, 2, 3. And that's why we call it a triple tulip. It's been appliqued down. And I stitched all around the tulips. When you stitch all around, it's called echo quilting. Now, I don't know if you can see the stitching better on the back. Hawaiians are very famous for their echo quilting.